What up, my good people in the YouTube world? You already know who it is. You already know what it is. It's the OutLIer B. And I'm right back up at you cats with another video. What's populating, people? How y'all feeling? How is y'all doing out here on this beautiful Tuesday morning? Y'all already know that this is my day to work from home, my telecommute day. But you know me, I'm liable to switch it, flip it, and rearrange it, man. So we gonna win. And I always tell myself, just cause I could, that don't mean I should. You feel me? Just cause I could, don't mean I should. You figured it was me. But I'm chilling, man. Feel good out here today, man. Nice, little breezy day so far. Feel real comfortable, not too humid, just like yesterday. Very calm out here tonight. I feel like it's an open world game. I feel like I'm one with the celestial beings. You feel me? But it definitely feel good, man. What up with y'all? How was y'all night? What did you do last night, man? What did you do? Did what you do bring you closer to your dreams last night, man? Yeah, know my boy Daniel back on the check-in. He said, hey, everyone, happy Tuesday. What up, Daniel? How you doing, man? How you been? How you been? What's up with your second channel that you said you wanted to create, man? What happened? What's going on with that? Yeah. So I'm feeling good, man, you know. It's a Tuesday. Got a lot of stuff ahead of us this week. A lot of stuff ahead of us this week. But today, I wanted to talk about something that plenty of people hint on every time they come up on this show. They see me walking at night. They want to ask me about YNs. They ask me if I'm afraid. They tell me to be careful. And I'm going to tell y'all some of my close encounters with death and why YNs don't bother me, man. They ain't the least amount of issues that I need to be worried about. You feel me? So that's what we're going to get into today. We got my boy Big Mott. He said, Merry morning. He was a funny dude. We got the VR guy. Said, hi, what's going on, VR guy? My boy Big Mott. You back in New York? I was about to say the States. I'm tripping. You back in New York, man? I saw you jump. Man. You a crazy dude, man. More power to you. How was your jump from the stratosphere out there in Vegas? And also saw that your brother had posted some pictures with you, him. I believe his wife was with him, your mother. That's what up, son. That's a beautiful, beautiful thing, man. A beautiful thing. Me and the family supposed to be traveling very soon. Myself, me and the family supposed to be traveling very soon. You know, it'd be the simplest things when you get older that brings you joy. The simplest things that bring you joy, man. Like, somebody could buy me a nice, expensive present. I'll appreciate it. It's nice. But really, what matters, man, are those sentimental moments. You know, those are the things that hold you down. Definitely the things that hold you down. And I'm going to speak about that, about one of my death experiences. So I told you I've had some brush-ins with death or seriously body harm that could have changed the way I live my life, man. And they don't come from the areas that you think. You dig? They definitely don't come from the areas that you think. So we got 10 people on the check-in. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. If this is something that you're into, if this is something that you like. And what is this, man? This ain't nothing special, my people. I'm just a brother who walk him way to work every single day. And he tell you about the happenings of the day, man. About the happenings of the day. Yes, sir. So here go my warnings with serious body injury or death. So I give you, this wasn't no serious body injury, but I tell y'all one situation I had with the YNs, and this was when I was still around that age. We talk about 19, 20. So I was like 19 to 20 years old. We talking early 2000s, man. Early 2000s. Y'all know where I'm from. Y'all know I'm from the Stead. Hempstead in the building. Cops running lights, son. This nigga Crazy. Whatever. So y'all know where I'm from or whatever. My only real run-in was I got robbed. Basically, I ain't gonna go back into that story. I was, I'm not the biggest guy. At the time, I was skinnier coming from high school. So you already know what happened. I got robbed. No need to get back into that story. All right. So that's really the only situation I ran into with which I would consider a YN. All right. Now let's get to it. The first one is a story I told you cats before, and this was based off of the way I lived my life, all that drinking, not eating the right foods. I came down with pancreatitis. I was in the hospital for 3.5 months. It was almost a wrap for me, man, almost a wrap for me, my people. It was definitely a crazy time. They put a trach in my throat because I couldn't breathe on my own, so they put me on a respirator. They did 9 surgeries to my stomach. They removed the pancreas from me. They took out my pancreas. So now my body does not give me insulin. I have to take insulin now because my pancreas has been removed. So that's my first, not my first, but the story that you guys know. The story that you guys know. And that ain't involved no YNs. That ain't involved nobody trying to rob me. That just involved me not taking care of my body. So I definitely could have passed away 3.5 months in the hospital, but I'm here to talk to you guys. So it's a beautiful thing. Now, my second call in with the cops. It was on a night like this, on a day like today, on a night like tonight, on a day like today, right? This was a while back, man. I'm living in Amityville at the time, off of 110. And 110 is a big street that is in Suffolk County. So it runs through Amityville, Farmingdale, a lot of places in Suffolk County. And I lived in the area, man, lived in the area. So I'm walking home one night, and it was a rainy, foggy night where it was drizzling and things like that. Visibility was very low, and I'm walking on the streets. I got on my headphones, the Beats noise canceling headphones, had it blasting. So I'm not catching audio from my environment, not catching the audio from my environment. So I'm walking around, not really noticing anything. So I'm on 110, but on 110, you do have side streets that go off of 110. So I'm walking on one of the side streets, right? Got my music blasting, and the vehicle coming off of 110 made a left. He ain't see me. I ain't see him. Couldn't hear anything. It came so close that you see how I'm walking like this? That my knee said roof, and the car said bow, and hit my knee, yo. He ain't even see me. Ain't try to stop. Ain't tap the damn brake. Nothing. And he kept going. And that shook me up because if I was one step faster, or if I got off of the train one car closer to my environment, or if I was walking faster than what I was walking, my life could have drastically changed. I'm telling you, yo, that thing was going fast. It was like a bullet. So damn fast, like a bullet, yo. And it tapped my knee. And my knee for like a couple weeks was sore, son. It was real sore. And that scared the hell out of me, son. Scared the hell out of me. So now, like if I'm walking on the street, kid, I ain't gonna be blasting my music, yo. I needs to be aware of everything that I'm doing, especially walking down these streets on nights. You can't leave it up to the vehicle to see you. It could be a wrap for you. Definitely be a wrap for you. You feel me? We got somebody on the check-in. Yah said, yeah, I'm glad you ain't get hurt more. Yeah, exactly. Thank you, man. Thank you. Because that was definitely a problem. Definitely a problem, So I tell y'all another close call that I had with death. And this one was scary, son. This one was scary, right? So we're going to go back to COVID time. We're going to go back during COVID time. And New York during COVID time was a different place, y'all. Like our crime statistics were going crazy. And I don't know if it was because people was losing their jobs, less police officers on the streets, or people was just restless. But New York City during that time, COVID-19 was crazy, just straight up crazy. So one day I'm sitting at the park, right? Just sitting at the park, chilling, minding my business. It's a playground, y'all, with kids, man. A playground with kids. So we all just sitting there. I'm just sitting there relaxing, just to get out the house. Because during that time, everybody worked from home. So I would, every single day, I had to get fresh air, son. I could not stay stuck in the house. Like it makes you depressed. It just wasn't a good thing, man. So every day I took time out to take me a long ass walk in COVID. Long ass walk. Somebody said you got to stay alert at all times. D. Henry, you facts, D. Henry. Facts, man, definitely. So yeah, so this was during COVID, and I used to just take my walk, sometimes just chill in the park. So this is in Brooklyn now, in Flatbush. So now I'm chilling in the park, right? These two cars stop at a light. They stopped at a light. One dude leaned it was like a movie, y'all. He leaned his body out of the vehicle and just started shooting at the other car. The dude in the other car, I guess it was like a couple people, they pull out guns and all you hear is going back and forth, yo, in cars. One car zoom off, the other car follow him. Yo, I ain't never seen no situation like that, son. It seemed like I was in a movie. Never seen anything like that, and I had absolutely nothing to do with it. And these cats are shooting bullets. Bullets, real bullets. And bullets don't got no names, son. Bullets ain't got no names. Like, they may have an intended target, but when people are scared and they just shooting in the air, anything can happen, man. Anything can happen. So we ran from the park. The kids got up. It was like the craziest thing, yo. Just imagine a playground, yo. Imagine a playground with parents and people who have their kids, and these two vehicles just start shooting at each other, man. The craziest. What's up, man? How you doing? It was the craziest thing, man. You know what I mean? So I definitely stay prepared when it comes to that, because you definitely got to stay on point. You know what I mean? We got somebody on the check-in. What they say? They say, oh, hell, it be like that in Memphis, too. Are you from Memphis? Yeah, man. I heard Memphis is crazy. You the second person this week to check in from Memphis. That's what up. Respect out there for Memphis, you dig? So another close call I had. This was from my hometown in Hempstead, straight from my hometown in Hempstead. And it was actually on the Heights, my people, on the Heights. So my father, you know, I used to live on the Drive way back in the day, son, on the 80s. That's Martin Luther King Drive in the 80s. And we used to walk to Eisenhower Park. That's how me and my pops used to spend a lot of time together, walking to the park. So if you live over there on Martin Luther King Drive, you walk through the Heights, you know what I mean? Because my grandfather used to live over there too. So I get on Yale Street, and as soon as we turn on Yale, this one dude was chasing another cat with a gun. And I'm a kid, son. I'm like 8 years old. And that just always stays stuck in my mind, yo. I see two adults running at each other. One got a gun. He chasing the other cat. It was like the craziest thing. That was like a movie too. You know what I mean? That was definitely like a movie too. But that situation had absolutely nothing to do with me. Nothing to do with me, but I seen it, you know, and as a kid, that really shook me up, yo. Definitely really shook me up, you know? So that was another close call, or where, you know, bodily harm could have gotten away. And that had nothing to do with this stuff targeting me, had nothing to do with me being involved in anything. Just random things happening to random people. You feel me? Just random things happening to random people, you know? Now, the last story is about when I was staying in Brooklyn too. This was right after COVID, right? And I used to do Uber Eats on my bike. Uber Eats on my bike, y'all. Y'all know how I get it. Those were some of the best nights I had, though. That shit, yo, it was mad fun doing Uber Eats on the bike out there. Cause like, you know, if I tell y'all, man, Brooklyn got like a whole different feel to it, especially in the summer. And I was doing it in the summer, like, you know, I love me some Long Island. I'm from Long Island. I did Uber Eats out here, but I was doing it like in East Meadow off of Hempstead Turnpike, you know what I mean? So it's a whole different feeling. But I was doing it out there on the bike, yo. So you on the bike, you get to touch the community, son. You get to speak to the people. I still got some of them videos up. Still got some of those videos up, you feel me? But one day, I'm riding my bike, y'all. Riding my bike, doing the delivery. And like, I can't see what's behind me at all times. Of course, you're not gonna keep looking behind yourself, you feel me? But what happened was this, y'all. What happened was this. I'm riding my bike and the car came mad close to hitting me, son. It came so close that I felt the heat from the roof. I felt the heat from the roof, like be on my back. And I was like, what the fuck? I turned around. Yo, this car was so damn close to me, son. So I could have literally went like this and touched the roof of the car. That's how close it was to me, yo. And I was like, oh man, I gotta get out these streets, kid. I definitely got to get out of these streets because it's dangerous. And you could, like riding bikes, like Uber Eats and stuff like that. You could literally do everything right. And somebody that's not paying attention could straight up come right behind you and hit you, son. Right behind you and hit you. We got my boy back on the check-in. Yes, he said, that's why I be hyper vigilant and steering so hard, because I done took a head tap already. I ain't trying to go out like that again. Well, what happened to you, man? What happened to you? What happened to you? You said you already took a head tap and you ain't trying to go out like that again. Facts. Vehicles are scary, man. Vehicles are scary. I got a cousin, rest in peace to my little cousin, True. He was a kid back in, this was like in the early 90s, I believe. I think, matter of fact, it might have been like 88, 89, y'all. Like 88, 89. And he was a kid, so he was like 6 years old. And he got hit by a vehicle and he lost his life. Shout out to my little cousin, True. That was one of the first times I've ever dealt with death. One of the first times I ever dealt with death. Like, it happened to one of my little cousins, and it just left us not really understanding as a kid. As a kid, it really it confused us, to have your little cousin get hit by a car. And I used to ask myself questions about God even back then, at that young age, y'all. Like, if y'all think I'm joking, I'm dead serious. I used to ask myself questions like, what version of True is going to be in heaven? Is it going to be the kid version? Will he be a kid forever in heaven? Or will he grow up to be an adult? And that's the version that's going to be with him in heaven. And I used to go to Catholic school, and I used to ask the priests these questions and ask, my teachers these questions. And they, would say stuff like, oh, his spirit is what's going to be in heaven, so he don't got no physical body. And those type of questions, those type of answers, they really ain't leave me feeling secure. And like, oh, you really answered my question, But I was asking those type of questions early, man. Like, like since I was 10 years old, asking teachers those types of questions, But those are my experiences with death. None of them really involved somebody trying to rob me. None of them really involved a serial killer. These are just things that just happen to happen, yo. You almost get caught up with it. One situation was from my doing. So my point is this, man. There are going to be crazy things that happen in every single neighborhood, every single day. But the chances of you being killed by a random act of violence is really not that, it's not going to happen that much, Coming from the black community. The chances of you getting killed by the cops is way less than you getting hit by a car, or you walking around with high blood pressure, drinking, and killing yourself in the long run with a messed up liver. That's gonna get you more than racism, and for anybody else. Random things gonna happen to you, you got a way higher chance of that happening than walking around in the hood being scared, thinking that somebody gonna rob you and shoot you. That ain't gonna happen, man, you know what I mean? But I guess the news, they like to push harm and push fear on people. It's so crazy. I could listen, like, my mother's kind of older now. She's in her 70s. My father in his 70s. Some people I know in their 70s. You could literally tell what news outlet they listen to by them telling you their fears. Crazy, 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 crazy. So my boy Yaz on the check-in, he said, it's a little off topic, but I was set up Facebook marketplace sale. I got jumped and I ain't have a gun. Oh, word? Damn, son. He said, oh my God, I feel like I'm paranoid for no reason. Nah, I mean, if that's what happened to you, somebody set you up on Facebook Marketplace? Wow. Wow, yeah, that's wild, man. That's wild. It would be, I guess, because in my life experiences, I maybe just got robbed once, you know what I mean? And the people who I know who acts of violence happened to them, a lot of them were already living that lifestyle. So, that's my experience. But if your experience is you getting robbed over there in Facebook Marketplace, then you definitely have a reason to be leery of people. I would be too if something like that happened. And you're right, that's scary, kid. That's scary. I remember back before I met my wife, right? And this was a long, long, long time ago. online dating had really just started. And I had signed up for one of them accounts, right? I met this chick from BMore, and we would talk. Like, we really hit it off. We was mad cool. So on one weekend, we supposed to meet each other in Atlantic City. So Atlantic City, like the mid ground, was kind of closer to her if she coming from BMore, but I was coming from New York. So, man, I canceled it, man. I canceled it, son. I was like, yo, I don't know. I go to this hotel. She try to set me up. Like, I just, it just wasn't me, son. It just wasn't me. So, we stopped talking, and I was like, meeting a woman from a different state. Now you going out to another place with a hotel, and nah, kid, I couldn't do it, yo. I really couldn't do it. Yah said, he said, yeah, I shook back. What'd you say? I shook back, though. It was happening in 2023. I was in Madison, Tennessee, in the projects. Damn, son. He said, I hear you. Are you from Tennessee? From Tennessee, in the projects in Tennessee. Never been to Tennessee, man. Never been to Tennessee. Memphis. I know a couple people out there, you know what I mean? I know a couple people out there. I ain't gonna tell you who. I ain't gonna tell you who. I know a few people who went to college out there in Tennessee. I know somebody who lives out there in Tennessee too. You know what I mean? So shout out to the people out there. You're the second person this week to check in from that area, Memphis. Here come the police. Let me take my camera off of them. Oh, snap. Police is out here, son. I don't like this. I'm at my 7-Eleven, but the police is out here today. Nah, I ain't gonna get nothing to eat. I'm done. I'm gonna put this on the ground. I don't want to capture them. I don't want to catch them. You did. All right. Yeah, something must have happened out there tonight, man. Look at them Broadway towing fools who be parking illegally, but they want to tow other people's car. You know what I mean? I'm gonna have to drop them. Somebody said, don't shoplift again. Billy Smurf, you funny, man. Ain't looking for me, son. Ain't looking for me. I walk right by you. I ain't do it. I ain't the perpetrator. I ain't the perp. What they call them? The perp. I ain't the perp, man. Yeah. Yeah, I let the police out here do their work, man. I don't be messing with the police, asking questions. Nah, son. I ain't got nothing to do with that. Just let me pass by. Let me be me. And let me catch my train, son. That's all I want to do is catch my train in the morning, son. I don't want no problems with nobody. I'm just trying to catch my train, you dig? Trying to catch my train. My boy Magnus said, I got called a racist at McDonald's today. Damn, Magnus, why they call you a racist? What you was doing? Why would they call you a racist? My boy Yaz came back and said, I subbed. I F with y'all from New York. Be having best convos. Thanks, Yaz. Thanks, brother. Thanks. He said, much love and be careful. God bless you. Thank you. Bless you too, man. You know, bless you too. But this morning, there's mad traffic out here, so I don't like that, man. Nah, man, I don't like that. I don't like unfamiliar faces. You did? Oh, man, somebody said I was being racist. You was being racist, Magnus? You was being racist, or they was being racist by calling you the N-word? I don't know. Something ain't clicking for me. One time, y'all, I met this subway surfer, yo. This dude was wild. He was from Long Island, but I saw him, and he was subway surfing on the 7. Subway surfing on the 7 train. Then we talked him to come off the train, like, yo, you got stuff to live for, come down. Something was up with him, yo. So I'm waiting at the Long Island Railroad with him, and he climbed something like this, yo, all the way to the top. He climbed that jump all the way to the top, yo. I couldn't believe my eyes. Couldn't believe what I was seeing, man. I never met a real-life daredevil, yo. A real-life daredevil, man. This cat was crazy, you know? We got Magnus that came on. He said he was being racist. Billy D. Smet said, Trump loves you. He said, no, I was, but they... You was being racist and they called you racist? What you say? And homie said, Trump loves me. I'm sure Trump loves me. You know, I'm a New Yorker. I'm sure he got love for fellow New Yorkers. He from Queens. I'm from Long Island. We just a few inches away from each other. You got one foot in Nassau County and another foot in Queens, New York. So I'm sure Trump do love me, man. You know? I'm sure he do love me. I'm sure he do love me. But I'm about to get up out of here, man. Thank you, cats, for listening. This is your boy B. Let me go read what Magnus said. He said, yeah, it was great. First, I called my mom and told her the good news. What was the good news? That they was calling you a racist? And now I'm just telling everyone I can. Oh, all right. All right. You have experienced racism, my good sir. You experienced racism, my good sir. But we about to get up out of here, man. We about to get up out of here, just showing y'all Freeport. You know the flag, the Freeport flag, the American flag. You dig? You know? This is the neighborhood of Freeport. Freeport, New York, y'all. Freeport. This is Long Island right here. Boom. They go to Firehouse. Bow. The train come from that way. And that way is where you will find New York City, my people. That's west. That's west right there, yo. Feel me? That's west. He said, take care. Don't trust Mayor Mandani. He's a snake. Yeah, some people say that, you know, but I don't live in New York City. I live in Nassau County, so we got different administration over here. You know, we run a little bit differently than New York City. So his policies really don't affect us out here. You know, that's New York City stuff. You feel me? You dig? My boy Billy D said he liked and subscribed. Thank you, my brother. Thank you, Billy D. Billy D, thanks for subscribing, man. But I'm about to get up out of here, man. I love y'all. Y'all already know what it is. This is the OutLIer. Yeah.